So did you catch my underhyped niche fragrances video yesterday? If you haven't caught it, please go catch that. But as promised in that video, I'm doing a second video of underhyped fragrances, focusing on men's fragrances today that are budget, inexpensive, cheap. So if you want to find out about 12 underhyped, inexpensive fragrances for men, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Yes, I'm focusing on underhyped because I kept getting notifications for some folks doing videos on overhyped fragrances. So I'm focusing on underhyped. These are excellent fragrances, and today's video is all about really inexpensive finds for men. Designers and some off brands, not necessarily designers anymore, but all great fragrances that I've tested out, really inexpensive finds. I'm going to let you know about these, but before I do, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. I'm going to try and do this video as fast as possible, but I've got 12 fragrances, and after the outro I've got two more, a little more classic fragrances that I've recently discovered that are fairly inexpensive. So why don't we go ahead and get started with the first one, and this one was recommended to me or suggested to me by somebody, you know who you are. This is a fragrance, a brand I spoke about recently in my vintage men's fragrance haul video. I had never heard about this house, but this is ROCCOBAROCCO Extraordinary, this one right here, and currently selling for 100 ml for $12.99 on FragranceNet. Go get yourself a bottle because this is really great. It's a perfect fragrance to wear in the fall and winter. I think it's perfect that way. And according to the note I've found on the databases, it says it's vanilla, mint, saffron, grapefruit, mandarin orange, patchouli. I'm not getting much of a mintiness from this one, but I am getting warm, ambery, spicy, vanillic touches. So if you like the idea of ambers with vanilla, resins, resinous, balsamic type fragrances, I think this is going to satisfy, and for $12.99 it's not going to break the bank because it's really inexpensive, like 13 cents per mil. That is outrageously underpriced, and I think it's definitely a value that if you are the guy that recommended this to me, thank you, because I've already bought 3 bottles. This is one of 2 more I have stored away, and I'm going to take advantage of buying a few more bottles before this thing runs out. But go ahead and get yourself a bottle for $12.99. It will run out once this hits, and I think you won't be disappointed with this one. But just keep in mind, it's a warm, spicy, ambery kind of a fragrance. I don't think the notes really match, but some of the notes do. Anyway, this is ROCCOBAROCCO Extraordinary, currently selling for $12.99. Next fragrance, I was going to recommend MAUBOUSSIN's Une Histoire d'Homme Irrésistible, but sadly, I can't find deals on this one. Most websites are kind of sold out. I found a random website, it was about $65. So looks like when I did a video on this, a lot of you took advantage, and now there's not a lot of stock on this. Hopefully they'll bring this back. But I am recommending another fragrance from MAUBOUSSIN. It's Pour Homme, another great fragrance. It's an amber fougere style fragrance, and this one was currently selling for a 100 ml bottle like this for around $35 at the discounters. If you like fougeres, warm, spicy takes on fougeres like ambers and vanilla and things like that, definitely take advantage of this one because it's definitely a great underhyped fragrance. It's also created by Alberto Morillas, so he's done a great job here, and I've got something similar in addition to this on this video as well, but this is really a great find. It's lots of lavender with cinnamon, vanilla, rosemary, patchouli, sage, sandalwood, musk, and bergamot. It wears great, it smells fantastic. It's a pungent lavender touch with that cinnamon and vanilla. Great fragrance and perfect for fall and winter once again. This is MAUBOUSSIN Pour Homme, currently selling for around $35 for 100 ml. Definitely underhyped, inexpensive fragrance for men. This next fragrance I did a video on several months ago. Probably it could have been back at the end of last year as well. And it looks like the price has kind of crept up. It was around $25 when I first did my video on this particular fragrance. This is Pré de Provence number 63, 100 ml, currently around $32 on Amazon, which I'll have a link in the info box. But this is kind of like your spicy tobacco fragrance that's really delicious. It's got lots of tobacco with amber touches, black pepper, pink pepper, citruses, plum, cedar, leather, violet leaves. But you know, it does remind of something like Spice Bomb from Victor and Rolf, or something similar in that ballpark. But this one does have a little bit of a fruity touch with the plums in here, and then, you know, it's got lots of amber with that tobacco, and of course light ozonic touches with the violet leaves. It's a great scent. This actually has, this brand is a skincare brand, and this particular product, number 63, has, you know, shaving products, grooming products for men as well, in addition to the fragrance. So it's Près de Provence, number 63, 100 ml for about $32 currently. Next, going to the Greek house of KORRES, and this is Mountain Pepper, this one right here. And this suggested retail price is 50 ml for $48. But you can always sign up for their newsletter and then get their 25% off discounts, which come in occasionally. I paid about $36 for this for a 50 ml. It's a great spicy, fresh, lightly kind of fougere, aromatic, kind of a spicy type of a fragrance, which is very, very pleasant. It is unisex targeted, but I feel like this leans masculine with all the notes. It has sage, rosemary, black pepper, bergamot, orange, musk, oak moss, and amber. So if you like the idea of a very pleasant, spicy, woody, you know, aromatic fragrance, definitely check this one out. I think it's great. And I've recommended this brand several times. I really like one of their fragrances called Black Sugar, and it's a very, very warm, kind of vanilla caramelized fragrance experience. But this is a different one that I recently picked up when they sent that email for 25% off discount. So check it out, go sign up for their newsletter, and when they take, you know, do these discounts, take advantage. And I think around the Christmas holidays, or, you know, during the winter holidays, they'll usually also do 30% off, so that's even a better discount. But if you like a peppery, you know, aromatic, spicy, woody fragrance, definitely check out Mountain Pepper from the house of KORRES. Let me know who's familiar with that brand. It's a Greek brand for skincare. In today's video, I'm recommending one of two vetiver fragrances, and this is from the house of KARL Lagerfeld. This is Bois de Vetiver. I had bought this almost a year ago, and I put it away, and then now I ran across this when I was going through my, you know, fragrance collection to see what I can feature. And currently this is selling for 100 ml at $23. And it's a vetiver fragrance, but in the end it's a very, very fresh vetiver fragrance. And Bois de Vetiver has vetiver, blood orange, grapefruit, musk, ambroxan, rose, geranium, and mint. So it's fresh, it's a zingy, you know, spicy kind of a citrusy take on vetiver. But the vetiver is grassy, earthy, and then you've got the, you know, ambroxan touches, so there's muskiness in there. Lightly with the rose in here. The rose is light and it's not overwhelming, but you know, rose, geranium, mint, it's kind of all goes hand in hand, because geranium has rosy, minty qualities. So this is really, really beautiful fragrance, very, very fresh. Definitely underhyped and definitely deserves the attention. So it's Bois de Vetiver from the house of KARL Lagerfeld, which I'm going to dig into a little further, hopefully soon. The next fragrance I recently found for $19.99 at Saks Off Fifth, but you can go to Macy's and pay full retail. But I'm putting it here because it's still available online at not only Saks Off Fifth for $19.99, but a few other places as well. So do your shopping correctly. Don't buy it full retail, because I paid $19.99. And this is a fragrance from the house of Jared Lang, a designer. This one right here. This one actually, to me, it's a woody, spicy, you know, citrus take on a kind of like aquatic fragrance, and it's very, very pleasant. It kind of wears, you know, minimally, but kind of like with a substance, with that oceanic kind of marine notes in here. But it features woods, patchouli, marine notes, neroli, mandarin orange, citruses, and incense. So there is a little bit of a darker incense note running throughout it, but definitely the marine notes are prominent with the woods, patchouli, and a little bit of the citruses. And it's great. It's a great scent. If you like eau de toilettes, office-safe fragrances, definitely check this one out. Jared Lang. If you don't know that brand, let me know. I've got another fragrance from them. And the second fragrance from Jared Lang is Jared Lang Eau de Toilette, which, again, both of these fragrances I bought from Saks Off Fifth for $19.99, and I just took a chance at them because they were very inexpensive. I looked them up. I couldn't find much details about them, but Macy's is selling this one for about $115 or $110. This one's around $65, $70 suggested retail, but as I said, Saks Off Fifth, $19.99 each. This one, on the other hand, is more of a citrus aromatic, not much aquatic or marine touches in it, but you've got cedar, tobacco, cardamom, cinnamon, mint, nutmeg, pepper, coriander, labdanum, and sandalwood. You know, they're great fragrances, nothing, you know, earth-shatteringly groundbreaking or anything like that. They're definitely fragrances that will match other designer fragrances. Pleasant scents. Again, if you have similar fragrances, I wouldn't buy them. But for $19.99, if you're looking for some new fragrances in your collection, I think there will be pleasant additions. Plus, the bottles are kind of cool. They kind of do look like the one fragrances from Dolce & Gabbana. Either way, Jared Lang Eau de Toilette, both of them $19.99, currently at Saks Off 5th and a few other places. Definitely underhyped. Next fragrance, going to the house of KENZO. This is Jungle Homme, this one right here. This is a great scent, and it matches something that's a little more expensive like Cartier's Declaration, but at a great discounted price of 100 ml currently for $35. It's not very hyped, so it's definitely underhyped. Most people go for something like Declaration, but this one definitely deserves the attention as well. It's warm, spicy, woody, dry, creamy, all rolled into one, with notes of cinnamon, gaiac wood, nutmeg, cardamom, sandalwood, lime, bergamot, pepper, mate, and cedar. If you like the sound of Declaration and you couldn't afford it, I mean, it's not that expensive compared to it. You know, Declaration is not that expensive. I think you can find deals on that as well. But I feel like there's a lot more deals with this one, and I think most of the time Declaration is hyped and not this one. And this one kind of is in that same ballpark, so it deserves the attention as well. So this is Jungle Homme from the house of KENZO. Check that out if you don't know it. I think it definitely deserves some hype. All right, next up we've got two fragrances from the same house. This is the first one, KITON. It's KITON Men. And KITON Men is a fragrance currently selling for around $42 for 125 ml. These bottles are 125 ml, and they're like 25 mils more in comparison to your regular 100 ml bottles. But this is a great classy violet forward fragrance. I think it's created by Maurice Roussel. I know for sure the second one is. This one has similar idea than the second one that came. The second one is a little darker with leather, but this one's all about violet, pineapple, musk, lily of the valley, bergamot, sage, lemon, cedar, oak moss, tonka beans. It's been around for a while. It came out in the late 90s and still smells fantastic today. I think it's very classy, and you've got this kind of like light powdery touches, a little bit ozonic at the same time, and it's definitely musky with light fruity undertones, but definitely woods and amber touches come in the dry down as well. But definitely a really wonderful fragrance for men. If you're looking for a classy fragrance that you can you know, get away with wearing at the office, I think it definitely doesn't disappoint. And again, it's very inexpensive, $42 for 125 ml. Definitely worth it in a collection if you're looking for some awesome budget fragrances that are underhyped. So that's KITON Men. The second one is KITON Black. It's a men's fragrance. This is the second fragrance in this house. I think they've only got 2 or 3 fragrances, but I don't see a third one. KITON Black currently is selling for $41 for 125 ml. This one's definitely created by Maurice Roussel, who does some great work. But this one is violet leaves, leather, red berries, violet flower, vetiver, cyclamen, cedar, amber, tonka. So in comparison to one another, this one has more of a violet, leafy, ozonic touch, but definitely contrasts with the leather. But the leather in here is not animalic. It's totally bearable, wearable. It smells great. There is a little bit of a darkness added to it, but there is light berry-like fruitiness that comes in here. Not a lot, but it's mostly about the violet leaf, ozonic, violets, powdery with the leather, and you know, some woods and grassy vetiver and things like that. Definitely both of them are classy, definitely worth it. Underhyped fragrances if you want to stand out and smell original with your fragrances, not blend in with everyone else, and don't want to break the bank. Definitely check out these 2 fragrances from the house of KITON. So next fragrance, we're going to the house of Jacques Bogart. This is Bogart Pour Homme, a classy, masculine, a little old schoolish fragrance, once again created by Maurice Roussel, who's done a great job with this one. I love this one because it's a tonka bean forward fragrance with lots of lavender. So you've got tonka beans, lavender, orange blossom, bergamot, patchouli, cedar, oak moss, musk, rose, lily of the valley. In the end, they're kind of similar in the ballpark, both of these 2 fragrances, but this one doesn't have if any, tonka beans. This one's loads of tonka beans, but both of them have lavender. And this one smells, well, both of them I think kind of have a old schoolish vibe, but still modern from the 2000s. But I really like this because it's intense. It's a little nutty, almondy, bitter, lavender, you know, orange blossom all together, woods and oak moss, little floral touches. I think it wears great, and it's 100 ml for $23 currently. Definitely, if you like the old school kind of warm, fougere-like fragrances, barbershoppy style smells, definitely check out Jacques Bogart Pour Homme. This one had disappeared for a while. It's back. So I'm going to definitely keep pushing this one because it smells fantastic. So Bogart Pour Homme is another great fragrance. And this last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Sunrise Vetiver from the house of Frank Olivier, 75 ml for $18 currently. And it's really a nice lemony take on vetiver. You definitely get the earthy grassiness from that vetiver, but not very heavy, because lemons, bergamots, lemon verbena kind of give it a lift and give it a fresh experience rather than weighty, heavy, because vetiver is definitely a base note. So with those top notes of lemons, bergamot, even the lemon verbena with its aromatic touches, give it an you know, uplifting kind of a vibe. So it's a fresh take on vetiver, but a great fragrance. If you don't know this one, definitely wear it. It's classy. It's perfect to wear all year round. It's not very, very heavy, but you know, it has some depth with it, because in the end, lots of vetiver, lemons, bergamot, lemon verbena, nutmeg, orange blossom, iris, sandalwood, amber. So it does settle to a woody amber base, but in the end, it's a very, very fresh take on vetiver. Wonderful fragrance, and it's 75 ml for 18 bucks. I think it's a great value and definitely underhyped. Anyway, those are my 12 underhyped fragrances. I hope you guys caught my video from yesterday as well. That was a unisex niche video. Today's is men's fragrances. But let me know what your thoughts are on these fragrances. Have you tried them? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Have you been wanting them? And now that you heard about them from me speaking about them, what do you think about the fragrances? Let me know. Put a comment down. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. I'm not gone yet. I've got 2 more fragrances as promised, but this one I'm going to recommend. It's a little pricey, but I'm going to recommend it because currently it's selling for around $55 for 100 ml. And I recently discovered this and I picked it up blind. I hadn't smelled it for a long time. I guess I shouldn't say it's blind, but I'd smelled it in the past, but I wanted a bottle of it because that bottle is amazingly gorgeous. This is Estee Lauder's Lauder for Men, 100 ml for $55 currently. It's old school, kind of a Chypre style fragrance. It does hint at a little bit like something like Aramis by Aramis, but in the end, Aramis is under Estee Lauder, and this is kind of like some you know, similar fragrance. But I absolutely love the way this bottle looks. It's really, really amazing. And the smell is really, really great too. 100 ml, 55, but the notes are juniper berries, galbanum, oak moss, sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli, green notes, clary sage, anise, lily of the valley. So it's a great classic men's Chypre style fragrance that will not disappoint. And if you like old school fragrances, you definitely need to look at this one because I absolutely love it. And the bottle, as I said, is really, really to die for gorgeous. And you've got Lauder right on top there, as you can see. Anyway, Estee Lauder's Lauder for Men, 100 ml, 55, amazing fragrance. And the next fragrance, also old school, this is Dunhill Edition, 100 ml for $24 currently. Again, another old school. This one's more of an aromatic, spicy, slightly leaning towards the barbershop direction. And this features fir, nutmeg, vetiver, oak moss, clary sage, cedar, carnation, amber, geranium, jasmine, lemons, bergamot. Lots of stuff going on in this one, and it smells fantastic. It's a little light from what I remember smelling it in the past. I think it's just been watered down, but it's very, very nostalgic for me to have a bottle of this one because the smell is really, really, really great. It brings back memories of the days with the fragrances my dad used to wear and the fragrances I used to, you know, steal sprays from him. It's that kind of a fragrance. Absolutely love it, and it's great to have it. And it's also very inexpensive, so you can smell a little old schoolish, but with the current formulation, which is a little lighter. So that's Dunhill Edition, 100 ml for $24. And that's the last fragrance for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Goodbye.